Rebecca. I'm not sure about Spanish subtitles. I'd have to do it before the opening of the show. I'll look into how we could do that. Hello, Candace. All right. Howdy, folks. Welcome back. I told you I would be back. The Lord pleads with hail. All right, here we go. Let's get her started here. First of all, before we get going here, I'd like to take a moment to thank all of you for taking a moment of your precious time to be here with this precious family. Okay? Many of you understand what I mean about that when I say precious family. Okay? It's more than just a YouTube chat room family. Okay? We got a lot of shared experiences here in this family. All right? So, today, NASA admitted that Planet X was real. All right. Now, you think I would be all happy and excited about that? No, I'm quite irritated and pissed off. Because many years I've been telling people that UFOs were real and considered crazy and, shunned and blah, 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 until the media announced, hey, UFOs are real. And it got swept under the carpet like it was nothing. And everybody just moved right on to the next meme, right? We got memes now and TikTok. So anything important happens, it's automatically discounted the next 15 minutes later with somebody's new TikTok. So here we go. Here's your Planet X, and you can see the little orbiting little satellite actually, is drawing plasma while it was rotating around this thing. So you get to see the little satellite moon that's kind of was caught in mid orbit around it, tearing off some of the plasma. It's orbiting this one right here, smaller object right there. So, yeah, what I've been telling you for years and years and years, they finally admit, and it will probably go swept right under the carpet and on to the next story, you know. And what's too bad is that people don't understand there's ramifications for these truths. You know, a lot of things are unexplained. Well, gee, maybe because there's other entities in UFOs that got other things going on, huh? Maybe there's all kinds of open avenues for explanations. But nope, sweep it under the carpet and move on. So hopefully this subject does not get swept under the carpet, but it's like one of those I told you so moments, and I want to just scream, I told you so, but I'm not that kind of a guy. All right, so I guess it's about time that everybody, they've decided that everybody's going to know that Planet X is real. Now they're telling you it's on the outskirts of your solar system, so nothing to worry about. Does that look like the outskirts of the solar system? No, that's inside the solar system. All right, so let me reverse this and get going here. Sorry, I'm kind of in a funk today. I'm doing my best to at least go live for you guys because I wasn't going to go live tonight. Okay, here we go. June 15th, 2024. Okay, and here's your loop playing. Here, let me center this a little bit better for you guys. There you go. All right, let the loop play for a second. Let your trained eyes kind of see what's going on in there. Get my camera visuals just a little bit better there. All right. Now we're going to march through it one frame at a time. So let me capture the opening frame here. It's just that, even after this admittance that it's real, this channel and me will still never be taken seriously. And then someday they'll admit that angels are real and still won't be taken seriously. It's just nothing ever satisfies. And as soon as, all that hard work of years and years of research flush down the toilet, it's just like, wow, nobody even cares. Huh, imagine that. The biggest news of all, and you're distracted by everything else. It's just insanity. It's hard to watch and then makes it kind of hard to report on too. So just bear with me here. Okay, opening frame, June 15th, 2024. The day they admitted Planet X is real. Okay, and it's not good news either. It's not like, yay, we all won a big prize. No, it's kind of disturbing news. And there again, there's no vindication. There's no gratification in it. Another thing, the people who discovered it will get credit for it. The people who discovered it and hid it for 20 years will get the credit, right? They'll be heroes because, they discovered it, and they'll brush over the fact they hid it, So, here we are, opening frame. Let's get to it. We have our little CME coming out over here. Now, this event blossoms out, reaches out, kind of turns, stops, and then sucks back in. Kind of hard to see one frame at a time, but when we put it into motion, you'll see. Now, as this comes off from behind the occulter, you can see the orbiting satellite is this first little teardrop shape right there. And then we go next frame. There's our thumbnail. Black sphere wrapped with plasma. I've been screaming it for 6.5 years now. Pretty blatantly obvious. They probably got to admit to it now because it's getting so obvious. They'll probably end up taking these down and stuff too. It's probably getting close to the last of the reports because they'll start shutting stuff down or whatever. You never know. Anyways, let me just zoom in on this again for you guys. Pull it over. There we go. You can clearly see our black round object, and as it was coming out, this thing was already wrapping around, going around it, so it emerged first. As the whole unit comes out, it continues to curve. You can see the plasma streaking in this direction, curving, accompanying, the orbiting satellite right there. Okay. How else can you explain this? I mean, they never address it either. They always show you the reports that are the surface of the sun, and you never see anything outside this box really that much. Everybody reports on this much of the sun. They never report on what's going on out here, except when there's like a CME coming our way. And there's your objects inducing the CME. Okay, sorry. I know what happens when people just don't care. They just don't care. And you get this. I don't want to get you guys too wound up, but it's something you're going to need to face. Well, we might not even have an election, okay? Why are you worried about all the political stuff that they're going to use to distract you? It's all theater, theater, theater. What good is an election going to do when you're not alive? The planet's not here to have an election. How about that? Maybe it should be taken seriously. But I doubt it. And get brushed over. They admitted there's 6 or 7 other little orbiting satellites that go around it and stuff too. It was Paul Bagley gave a good report on it today. Just like I've been telling you, these things have orbiting satellites. There's more than just one Planet X. There's all kinds of little objects with sometimes they're satellites of their own. Sometimes they're orbiting another bigger thing. Hello, Manuel. Oh, yeah, Candace, it is very frustrating. I have actually put my blood, my sweat, and my tears into this, and to just watch it get. And there's repercussions that are coming. That's the sad part. It's not going to get the importance. Back when I was a ufologist, I'm sorry, we're going to take a little minute here. Back when I was doing the ufology thing, I had hours and hours of video footage, and still no one would believe. I told them, why don't you come out with us one night and go look up at the sky? You need to see it for yourself. It's not until you see something yourself, you have your own experience. All right. And then when that got poo-pooed and swept away, I knew that there was much more than, hey, they exist. Oh, there's okay. Then what else? There's a lot of ramifications going on with that. But they exist. Well, do they come from a planet that might be orbiting our sun? Like we orbit our sun? I mean, is that a fair question to ask? Because we orbit the sun. Don't we? Do you think that something else could orbit the sun? Well, we got other planets out there, that do the same thing as us. They're out there orbiting the sun. So the idea of another celestial body orbiting our sun is just way out of the question. I am so frustrated with the retarded thinking of this society. This is the most earth-shattering news ever, and it'll just be like, oh yeah. And that I told you so moment that needs to be a wake-up call and I told you so moment. But I'm not that kind of guy, and we'll see what comes out of it, but I know what comes out of it. So there it is, and sorry, I'm just I almost didn't go live tonight. I'm still in the middle of my salvage process right now. Okay, here it is. Round spheroid wrapped in plasma. You can see the little orbiting moon. And see how when it comes out, it curves around it. Obviously orbiting it. Obviously orbiting it. I don't know what everybody's afraid of. It's obviously orbiting it. And it looks like there's a second one kind of off to the side, bathed in some plasma over here, trailing along. Something streaking through. Let you be the judge of that, too. You guys got good eyes, too, so. All right, so there's your activity for today. Here's another one here. Let's zoom back out. We'll go through the rest of the frames. Meanwhile, everybody's attention will be on the bumbling idiot who poops his diapers and can't even speak. That's where everybody's attention will be. So, we have a big, huge jump in data here. 1736 to 2340, the last couple frames. So what good is it? A little something else streaking through there. Never mind the UFO streaking through there. It's just a UFO that exists, but I'm crazy for talking about it. Yeah. Backward ass society, just inverted ways of thinking. It's hard for me. I stumble through each day through this minefield of morons. It's very frustrating. Okay. Okay, here's your GOES X-ray flux for today. Very jumpy, okay? All kind of sporadic, just very erratic behavior. There's not one moment of calmness, all right? Every time I try to get a moment of calm, it's some kind of emergency, and it's a complaint that goes unnoticed. Oh, stop. Lord, help me. Okay, now, important stuff we need to talk about. We were talking about last night our geomagnetic forecast being clear for the next 3 days. And I was like, we'll see. We had a geomagnetic storm, didn't we? Now, it surprised everyone in the community. It should not have surprised anyone at this channel. You should have been like, no surprise there. We were just debating. Okay, it says all clear. We'll see. Because there's other factors in there that they're not, but they don't know about. Other factors like Planet X, but that's not real, but it is real. And so what if it's a factor? Who cares? Well, it causes earthquakes and volcanoes to go off. Well, who cares? Well, that kills a bunch of people. Well, who cares? We don't care about people anymore. We just don't. It's sad. All right, now they've moved our indices over here. What the heck? Oh no, they're up here. So our solar flux index is at 171. It's up a little bit, but not much. That's 200 is where we start to get concerned. So we still got a little ways to go. It's only up 2 points, so it's not much. Our sunspot count is at 134. We got 17 more now. All right. Sunspot number is increasing. It's on the increase because of these regions right here. We'll get to those. Everybody was watching wages tonight, and very, very serious situation here, okay? This thing is growing in size. It's growing in complexity. It's becoming a sunspot complex. Remember that term that they were starting to use, a sunspot complex? It's complexing out, All right. It's a term complexing or complexin, right? It's going through that phase where it's going multiple sunspots. It's getting all crazy, right? It's complexing out. So here we go. Everybody, be aware. This thing can fire off at any moment, and it's sun and it's Earth facing. It's on the southern hemisphere of the sun, just like we are. We're not in center disk. We're a little south of the sun's equator. Our positioning, and we also got this region right behind it that can become another complex. They could within reach of each other as well. So this is going to be a very touchy situation here, very, very tedious as this thing tiptoes across the face of the sun, facing right at us. Okay, it's like tiptoeing in front of the dragon, trying not to wake him up because he might spit fire at you, right? So this thing's very ominous, rotating into position. Let's all pray that doesn't fire off a big X flare right at us, okay? Because it does have the potential. Not to scare you, to be honest. Should be no fear at this channel anymore. Just frustration. Lord help me, please. So, 3-day geomagnetic forecast, all clear. We'll see again, okay? Because we still have activity that's coming off the sun. Even when the CMEs don't come our way, the objects with their accompanying radiation do swing by, and we get these weird blasts out of nowhere. Okay, only one M2.4 flare today, so nothing big. That's good. We don't have too much energy coming at us. Our D-layer absorption has kind of ended. Okay, so that's another good indicator right now. The bad news is with these two sunspots, 3712 and 13, 12 being beta gamma delta, the most dangerous configuration, and this one beta gamma, it's just moments away from going delta 2. Okay, you saw on the map, it's getting healthy there too. When they're rotating into the Earth strike zone, there's something probably off to the side of us that is, a magnetic field roiling causes the roiling on the surface of the sun and the sunspot activity. Okay. Our auroras, no big deal right now. An incoming shock passage was just detected by an ACE spacecraft at 11:03. The solar wind increased from 370 to 440 kilometers per second, and more interestingly, the BZ component of the interplanetary magnetic field, the IMF, it shifted south to beyond -11. Now, we're always talking about -6s and where our line of concern is, and that's where we start reporting. Hey, Planet X is real. BZ's beyond -11. So what? Big deal. Next, the next TikTok video, please. A passage past our planet is expected within the next 45 minutes. A passage? A passage of what? A passage past our planet is expected within the next 45 minutes. This was earlier today, this article, okay? Passage of the CME, I guess. Or the interplanetary magnetic field. A passage past our planet is expected. A passage, incoming shock passage. Okay. Shock, an incoming shock. What is an incoming shock? It's not a CME. Geomagnetic K index of 5. Okay. Out of nowhere, K index of 5. We all saw that this one went up to KP6 over at Wages World. He has a different instrument. I'm going to get that one pulled up one of these days. A little more. And then we're going into another event that he was showing too. So, supposed to be all clear, and we're going into another event. Okay. I'm telling you, there are other things that are causing our geomagnetic storms. Our CMEs do, of course, when they come, but there are other things, other factors, other players in the game And when you get to the end of the show, you will understand when I say there are other players in the game. All right, let's get it on. There's nothing on here. Yeah, nothing. All right, here's your BZ component, just going off the chart, -11. That's disturbing. Okay, all right, that's old news. Let's come on over to spaceweather.com real quick. The article's been sitting up there all day. Everybody's had all day to read it, so at the end of the day, I will read the article. Okay, I'm not arguing with other people. I just know someone doesn't like that. So. Unexpected CME impact. Geez, that's just what I was talking about. An unexpected CME impact. A CME hit Earth's magnetic field on June 15th. You sure it was a CME, or was it a passage of a impact? An unexpected impact. Told you. It was unexpected for them. No surprise here at this channel, though. Okay, caused minor G1 class geomagnetic storm. It subsided and could flare up again on June 16th as Earth moves through a CME's wake. Okay, so now we have the wake of a CME that we might move through on the 16th. Potentially dangerous sunspot. Only a few days ago, sunspot 3712 didn't exist. Now it's 8 times wider than the Earth and growing fast. Yesterday in Australia, Michael caught the sunspot crackling with activity. Let's see, growing fast. That's what my sorry. I've been glitching all kinds of stuff out today. When your irritation level gets so intense that it knocks out your electronics, and that irritates you even more. All right, there we go. Now you see how this thing is like started from nothing. We see the second grouping, this, the main spots right here. Our second grouping right here gets pretty intense. All of this blossoms as well. All right, we're looking at another sunspot complex, basically. All right, with multiple poles, positives and negatives. So multiple opportunities for this to go that way, that one to go this way, this one to that, the crisscross effect. Also, we have this one getting very unstable as well. If it's already beta gamma, if it goes beta gamma delta, these two could interact with each other as well. So we're in a very tight spot right there. Right where I like you. Keep you on your toes. Now, back to Carlos' photo, reveals hot currents of plasma surging up and down the sunspot's massive backbone. A few hotspots are Ellerman bombs, magnetic explosions about 1/millionth as powerful as true solar flares. Magnetogram, sunspots, mixed polarity, magnetic field with north and south poles bumping together. Okay, so we're worried about these, these magnetic poles. They get close to each other, they arc. You can read the rest of that later. Let's get on over here to our Schumann now. Oh, shoot, man. Really? Well, I was about to give you guys some good news and tell you we're going along nice and smooth. And we were. We had good continuity for a while there. A little bit of scraping here and there, little nicks in the chain or little nicks, whatever, but nothing too bad. And now we're going into a grinding event, okay? That means the pressure is built up so much down below that our core and the shell are starting to rub on each other, okay? Now, when that happens, the core slows down. I've been telling you that for a long time. The core slows down and your magnetic field intensity lowers. This green line gets weak, okay? That's your 7.83. That's the frequency that the magnetic field hums at. If you've ever been next to electrical power lines, they hum. Well, if you could match that note, you would find that it's a note, it's a frequency. And our frequency, our planet hums at 7.83. Everybody calls it the heartbeat of the Earth. Well, it is. It's the magnetic signature. It's the frequency of our magnetic signature. There we go. Okay. And when we start to see grinding like this right here, this means the dynamo down below that produces that is grinding together. We're getting low frequency waves intensely. Okay, all the way through, these other frequencies, even down to here. You see it's streaking down. So it tells me that the core and the shell are starting to grind, which is an indicator that pressure has built up again down below. So we have high pressure built up. We're grinding again. We come on over here, and this just is wonky. Look at how open that area is. And everything above it and below it is just super intense. Then up here. So we're getting into a different kind of zonal flow here. Now this is your upper atmosphere, or your upper jet stream, my bad. Okay, so your upper jet stream, it correlates with your lower jet stream. Okay, there's your correlation. You see this flow coming off the Pacific, going right across California, up into Canada, and then out, right? Okay, that jet stream flow then induces the activity down below to do this, okay? And that's your weather patterns, okay? We still have this this flow coming off the the hot waters of the Caribbean, the hot waters of the Gulf, going right up through the middle of the country. It's driving all the way up into Canada. Canada's getting severe weather and tornadoes and stuff too. And this summer, this area will be so hot, there won't be cool air for it to mix with and make tornadoes. All the cool air will be up in this region, up in here, right? So that might become a new tornado alley over the course of the summer. So Hurricane Alley all along the East Coast, while Tornado Alley up in Canada. Sound weird, huh? But I can see it coming. Telling you. All right. Again, with this flow, it comes right up to the coast, stops, turns hard right, and goes down the coast. It's like there's some kind of wall here that's keeping storms from going across this region. They just kind of boom and then go down. Or they go up and over, and you see all of a sudden this energy coming down from Canada. It's almost like, look at this big old huge blob right here that's protecting everything. It's empty. There's just nothing in there. It's very inactive. But everything else is right on the outskirts of it. See? Right in this whole curtain right down here. And as I go in, this boundary right here. See what I'm talking about? These spheroid things, I've seen them create non-weather. You know what I'm saying? They will fire up and cause conductivity, but then I have seen them like shut down and make weather shrink and reduce and go away, which tells me they could put up some kind of boundary or something like that and keep wind currents at a certain distance or keep them in a certain flow. They seem to be like chess pieces maneuvering around, controlling airflows and direction patterns. This is more down towards the surface. Okay, so we have a different player in the game. These spheroids are, they do their activity as well. Okay, then we also have the spiritual realm playing its part in it too. So pretty good storm growing here off of the coast of Japan here. All right, that's about it. I don't see anything too major. Now we need to get down to the chemicals here. Let's do our SO2 first. Oh, wait. We got to do our sandstorm first because I got the air pattern set up there. Okay, so our huge plume still coming off of the north part of Africa, spreading out across the Atlantic, depositing, dust and sand all the way down South America. Now it's reaching further up into the Gulf. Last night it was like down here. It's pushing and pushing and pushing. Look, it's almost to shore here. So probably around tomorrow afternoon, you're going to have some hazy skies mixed in with your clouds and stuff. So it'll be red sunsets probably because of the sand particulates in the air. Now, these particulates, water likes to cling to a particulate and form a water droplet. So you start taking sand off the ground and throwing it up into the air. You put a bunch of fuel for moisture to adhere to into the air. Sandstorm going on over here in the Gobi still. Everything's kind of quieted down, but it's more spread out. It's not so severe, but look how spread out it is now. This whole area just all covered with sand. This whole area. It's going out into the oceans. All right. And that's been going since November of last year, all the way through winter. We had one long sandstorm that still hasn't stopped since November. Where's the media on that? Even if they told you, no big deal. There's a new TikTok video coming out. Meanwhile, the Earth is screaming, something's wrong, something's wrong, something's wrong, alert, alert. No. Lady Gaga's new video or whatever, I don't know. I don't follow anybody's popular, so I don't know who to call, who to mention, so I know somebody who should be mentioned, especially tomorrow, but that'll get forgotten too. Something I wanted to show you real quick here. This is just a bigger particle, micron size. It's basically the same thing. Okay, it's your dirt, your sand, your bigger particulates kicking up, spreading all the way around the world. Okay, intense patches over the Gobi Desert, intense patches over the Himalayas here by India. Look at all of Saudi Arabia just covered in it. The whole area is just one big sandbox dirt patch. Big dirt bag. Then you see it coming up, going up into the Gulf. Okay. These are other little emission sites. Might be factories. It could be, we need the SO2. That's a little more reliable. So there's your particulates, your sandstorm stuff. Now let's get over to the SO2. All right, so here we are. The country divided. Bleeding out on one side because nobody cares or pays attention or even seems to give a shit anymore. Over on this side, it's clearing up. We still have our little patches here and there and there and here and stuff, but definitely one side has got a lot of stuff coming out of the ground, and one side is just little patches. So, and the color intensity is kind of it's not too bad, actually, considering that we're grinding down below. I bet you this will darken up here in the coming days, or in the coming hours, probably. Are we even on the right day here? Let's check their calendar. 6/16. Yeah, okay, good. Here's something else we should do now. Let's put on the fires. Kick the tires and light the fires, baby. Not showing much fire activity right now. These plumes, they come out, they're so hot, they induce fires from underground. And they might take them off of this map here. Well, here's one, for instance, right here. See this little hot spot right here? This plume coming out of the ground is so hot it sparked fires right there. Okay, so a lot of people think that the dew weapons are sparking their fires and stuff. No. Your fires are being started from underground. There's cases of trees burning from the inside out. Well, that's because they started on fire under the dirt in the root structure. Okay, oxygen gets sucked down through the pores in the dirt, and those root structures smolder for weeks, and then that heat finally gets up to the conical part of the underside of the tree. If you've ever looked at the bottom of a tree, the root structure is like a giant cone, like an empty ice cream cone, and all the heat would funnel up into the top of that cone and start the tree on fire from the middle out. Mystery solved. Okay, next. Okay, so we'll just get on with that. Sorry, hostile tonight, aren't I? Oahu's still emitting a fair amount of SO2. Hawaii as well now on this side. So they're having earthquakes, volcanic activity, as well as SO2. All three islands are emitting SO2, and the main island having volcanic activity, relieving pressure in the hub of the wheel. Okay. Come on over here, adjust them for their daytime, take those fires off. We don't need all that shit right now. There we go. All right, so China has a lot of issues, a lot of SO2 coming out of their ground because the ground's so porous, okay? Up here in the Gobi Desert, you can see there's no SO2 coming out because the ground is so compact, all right? India having their issues coming out of the ground there, Saudi Arabia as well, all of Russia, all of Europe. It used to be there was 4 little dots on the Sierra Nevada crest, and the whole YouTube community just jumped and had a heart attack. Now we got millions of spots all over the planet. No one bats an eye. No big deal. There's a new TikTok video coming out. Okay, so here we are at Java with our little emission sites right here, okay? The whole island just spews SO2, okay? Because there's so many, volcanics and venting systems in it, even these little trailing islands through here, okay? So that's our relief valve for the area. And you can see how dark it is. It does a lot of the work. A lot of the gas seeps out from here. And when you see darker coloring in here, that means a lot of gas, meaning more pressure down below being vented right on this island or right in this vicinity. It's our little relief valve doing its job. Okay. Australia, they got their little issues now. It used to be this place was untouched, but now, pretty much everywhere except for the middle of the country where the deep outback there. But everything there, just kind of take a tour around the world a little bit. Over here, South America, let's go back to our time. Excuse me. Sleep deprivation, slept in years. No. Come back. I wanted to go that way. There we go. All right, so Pinnacle, your fulcrum point right here, nice and dark. Okay, the other one's kind of filling in there pretty well. Even the new one here on the coast. These ones up here, fairly dark as well. Okay, so we got some pressure built up. It's venting all along this coastline. You see how dark purple it is through there. All right, so the indications of a lot of pressure underneath coming up to the surface, okay? There's pressure from the center of the planet coming up to the surface in all directions from the center out in every direction, right? And then as it tries to push to the underside of the crust, there's gases that are in the way. And as the magma pushes up, it pushes those hot gases out through the perforations in the crust, okay? And you're seeing all this, SO2 getting leaked because of all the pressure down below. Okay, and pressure creates earthquakes and volcanoes. Also, it's doing a number on our oceans. So, shall we now? Would we cover all the other ones? Yeah, we can go to the SST now. Ow. I have to back up a day. Hello? All right, so there's our latest data right there. And pulling back, this area has kind of, receded a little bit. It was one big yellow bar, and it's calmed down. I think due to our little emission site right here, this new little perforation hole in the crust relieved pressure underneath this whole region, right? It's like say if there was a bubble in the inner tube of your bike or whatever, the bubble's sticking out. Well, if you put a hole right next to it, it would reduce this bubble right next to it. So kind of that along those lines when we're talking about pressure. I'm trying to give you like simple ideas to wrap your head around. Now, we'll get to this at the end. All right, let's come on over here. We still have that hot zone up at Taiwan or up at Japan up here. Obviously, some vent down below there, just spewing magma, heating everything in the region. Over here by Taiwan, this is our other little relief valve, and it used to be surrounded with yellow, and it's kind of receded and gone back down to red because they had that earthquakes, the big earthquake, and a bunch of swarming afterwards here on the backside or here at Taiwan a while back. And after that, that created a new point of weakness, a new perforation, or a new a path of least resistance. Okay, and it's right on the fulcrum point of the plate boundaries. So this is our little relief valve in this region. Okay, and it's been doing its little job. It's even got cold water inundation right around it. Down here at Java, our other relief valve, see the cold water inundation down here. This is in the tropics. This is by north of Australia. Cold water. What's cold water doing there? Because it relieves so much pressure in that region that it hasn't had a chance to build up and heat the ocean floor. What you're basically looking at is the water the water translating the heat from down below up through into the water. Okay, so these are basically right. What's right below them is what's heating them because hot water rises. So you'll see columns of water, hot water coming off the bottom of the ocean, rising up and then spreading out like a mushroom cloud, right? Like a plume, right? So there's your round plumage from a hole that's probably down in the middle there. Some of these are very intense down in here. They cause their own currents. Let me show you that, put on these currents here. These hot water, when it rises, other water has to rush in to replace it. So it creates a vortex. See this little round patch? See, come on, wait, there we go. It creates its own little round vortex, all right, or curving effect. So say there's no cold water next to it to interact with, it's just rotating all on its own. This one creates its own little vortex here. Even though it's oblong shaped, it's still a vortex, all right? Hot water rising, well, cold water got to rush in to replace it. So it'll create a hot cold boundary with currents that dive through them. So this is hot water going into cold water. All right. Let me just, this right here is not a product of this hot water flowing into that region because it passes through cold, turns hot, then goes up into cold, down into hot, into cold. It's from hot to cold to hot to cold to hot to cold to hot to cold, hot, cold, hot, cold, hot, cold, hot, cold, hot. It's like this little conveyor belt system of hot or cold. You're either hot or you're cold, or I spit you out. There we go. Now that's the southern hemisphere having their problems. Here's a patch growing out in the southern Pacific. You see this big old region of red turning orange and yellow here out in the middle. So we may have had a little shift of pressure, maybe from the North Pacific when that pressure got relieved. Well, now down here there's not as many perforations, and it's allowed to build. Pressure's allowed to build in this region because there's no relief valves in that area. Okay. And this eventually is going to heat up all the oceans of the world. Okay, they're probably one of these days will run out of cold water. Everything will be warm and everything will be hot. All right, so now let's get into this area. This is our yellow region starting to form. Let me pull up your color bar, okay? These yellows, red being warm, orange being hot, yellow being extremely hot, and white being boiling hot, right? So that's your color code, yellow being more intense, all right? You can see, look at all this hot water up here in the North Atlantic. That's going to change the weather patterns for this region, right? Because they get a lot of their weather goes over here, right? So we're going to start seeing hurricane type effects hitting that region. All right, let me turn off these currents. Everybody take a deep breath here. Come on over to the wind. I want the wind at 850. Yes, we are at 850. Okay, ocean, SSTA, wind. Okay. All right. The other day, there was a very disturbing correlation between the heat patterns and the wind flow. All right. The hot ocean surface temperatures control airflow as well. So you heat up the air at the surface of the ocean because the ocean's hot right there. So the air gets hot right there. Now you got hot air touching hot air. It wants to rotate because cold air comes in to replace the hot air that's rising. And you start to get vortexes in the air because of heat signatures in the water. Okay, it's reflecting its heat into the patterns of the air currents. And we had a perfect match the other night. So perfect that I'm still having bad nightmares about that. Okay, and I can see what's happening here. We're gonna get this because of the heat, the way it's shaped. This hot water and hot water here, it's creating this flow, this vortex to start. It's creating this whole conveyor belt system right here. Okay. Now we've seen these conveyor belt systems on the polar vortex reports when we do those in the wintertime, right? Well, here we are seeing the same kind of conveyor belt effect in the air, just like the polar vortex, a conveyor belt effect in the air that is no longer induced by weather patterns, but induced by surface temperature, water surface temperature, and temperature anomalies. Cold spots creating, center of the vortex. Everything around it hot, so cold water rushing in, hot water rising, creating vortexes, right? The same thing happening in the air. There is water in the air. The air behaves much like water does. So we're going to see those effects. And we had a matching conveyor belt effect, and it's still there. Take a close look. How all this stuff correlates with the heat patterns. Doesn't it? Okay? It's time you wrap your head around what could possibly happen here. You see this one big vortex? What if this whole area turns yellow, right? And water from the North Atlantic is rushing in to feed one big hurricane that's right there. Or maybe one big hurricane that's in the whole Pacific or Atlantic area. Much like a tornado has multiple vortexes, like a big wedge tornado can have a multi-vortex, vortexes spinning around a central location. We could have hurricanes evenly spaced, like this going around the conveyor belt. And this summer, we could see, upwards of 8 to 10 hurricanes riding the conveyor belt going around, lashing this area one after another, after another, after another, after another, because another one comes around, heats up, goes up, heats up, goes around, heats up, comes around. So it would just be this constant conveyor belt of hurricanes, or one just constant hurricane. We'll see how hot these waters get, okay? We're at a temperature cycle already, way too soon in the season. I mean, we shouldn't be seeing this kind of effect at all. Even in late September, August, our hottest months where the Atlantic heats up the most, right? But we're already past that, and we're at mid-June. Do you see the sense of urgency? Do you grasp what's happening? I'm going to take these winds off for a second here. Now, we are also seeing hot water inundation along the East Coast here, okay? We used to have the Gulf Stream that ran down here. It's all jumbled, tore up. It's all crazy. Here, let me put the currents back on. See how wonky it is? It goes way out here now. The Gulf Stream used to run up through here. So it's no longer a Gulf Stream anymore. The heat has turned it into its own little signature. So you see how it's taking, this current is going up like that. That's going to take hurricanes up the East Coast as well. So that pattern is going to go up like that. Let me pull back to the wind again. The pattern's going to come in, go up like that, up the East Coast. You know a bunch are going to slip into here, the whole Gulf Coast. What's in between this coast and this coast? What's in between this coast and this coast? Florida. It might just be gone. It might be an underwater sandbar by the time this is all over. Because it's not a very, it is just a sandbar, really. Florida is all it is just one big wide sandbar. And if it gets inundated with water from on top and down below, it's just going to turn into one big slurry, you know, and you're going to see all kinds of sinkholes and beach erosion, all kinds of stuff in Florida. Okay, it'll just erode away. I pray to God I'm wrong, but look at these heat signatures. You're seeing the airflow copying the heat signatures. Anybody else even know what's going on? Do they even understand that this? No one's going to be reporting on this, I don't think, because they don't grasp what happens here. And this is a setup. Look at this thing setting up. All right. Now, we saw this big yellow bar reduce in pressure, right? Get these winds out of here now. Let me do this real quick. Let me set it up over here. Bingo. This region, when I put up the calendar. Let's go back, just a week ago, I believe. Yeah, see how bright yellow it was? Let's go back just a tad bit more than a week. We can go to... All right. We had a dilemma here going on. See what I'm saying? And that has reduced since then. So the pressure can change. You notice here when all this pressure's here, our little pinhole's not there. That new little spot that was right here that popped is not there. So all that pressure was there. This little thing popped, and all of a sudden we got our new little vent hole, and all that pressure released. Let me position it again here. Okay, so going back to the calendar, you see it sitting on the side. I'm going to take us back to today, the 16th. Where are we? 14th on this. Yeah, because we were 2 days behind. So, okay, when I hit okay, watch the difference. Oh, that was a lot. Do we have the 13th then? All right, there we go. So a major difference in the drop in pressure. Whoops. You're right there. So a month ago, well, let's go to, we saw the difference, okay? So this area reduced, so it is feasible, or is possible for the for that to reduce. And now I've done it. I'm trying to get these blue things off. They irritate me. It's the ocean. Back to the SST. There we go. Take it down. And we also have up here in Alaska hot water along the shorelines here. Okay, so there's pressure building underneath Alaska. You can see it kind of infringing out past the shorelines here. So I would expect to see maybe some volcanic activity in Alaska, pressure, more earthquakes in Alaska because there's some kind of heat anomaly underneath it. And it's seeping around the edges of the coastline there. You can see it. Meanwhile, here's our little spot that I was telling you, our new relief valve. Looks like there's two little ones right there, really. And that has reduced this big old yellow bar down to a lot less. So if we had a vent open up, or say, pressure released on the mid-Atlantic ridge over on this side, we might see a reduce in the temperature. But that's what it looks like for right now. Okay, so time to start taking things seriously. Imagine if you live anywhere along there, hurricane after hurricane after hurricane after hurricane. Talk about flash flooding. What do you do when there's 25 feet of water? You're not standing on the roof of your house. There's no roofs around. And we're already seeing massive flooding early in the season already. So just another indicator. I'm not trying to scare you guys. I'm trying to prepare you guys. All right, let's get on over to the earthquakes. Sorry, I'm trying to recover here. All right, no deep quakes at the moment right there. Ball came into the catcher's mitt. 4.4 down at 224. New quake right here, just past our island. Our island that vents a lot of the energy coming into the system. These two little pop-ups are right here. Take a lot of the pressure out of it. We get a mid-range 4 right here, but that's not at the surface. It's down at 146, and it's off of the plate boundary. This is, I'll give you one guess what's going on right here. Gee, what do you think's going on here? Volcanic island. The flank of the volcano. Magma moving around down below, causing a 4.6 down there at 146. Magma down below. Everybody watch out. That thing could go active too. When we're doing a volcano report and they say, it could be some place that we've never heard of. That could be one of them right there, don't you think? It's not a very big quake. If this were like a 7.0 or something like that, we would really take note there. But I want you to see it's kind of on this bend of the plate. Any kind of curving like that and change of direction and pressure creates a fulcrum point. Okay, so pressure comes up, tries to round the corner there, created these little volcanic islands in the first place. Nothing through this region because of a lot of volcanic activity. Up here we have a 4.9 or a 5 at the surface, relieving energy. That's not on a plate boundary, though. No. It's at the surface. 4.9s, we do those here. 4.5 down at 16. Energy at the surface being scrubbed. Let's get this one first. Here we have a little bit bigger, 5.6 down at 28. This little fulcrum point right here. Nope, that's not it. It's that one. Okay, so we have a 4.7 here, and it's down at 57. This isn't right on the boundary. It's on this little mountain ridge right here. There's an island right here, okay? And then the rest of this underwater chain, something going on right there down at 57. So, pressure runs underneath these little island chains. And in between volcanoes, you'll see, earthquakes pop off. Now, nothing at our fulcrum point today over at Taiwan. So we'll have to start watching this region because we have pressure built up in the region. So we're going to start watching closely. 4.7 down at 13 there. Okay. Little different quake up here. 4.3 in Aniva, Russia. And that's at the surface. Okay. Expelling energy at the surface. Now, over here to Sumatra. This is another region that's becoming one of these relief valves. Sumatra's darkening up with the SO2 colors, and sometimes it doesn't vent enough, and we have a quake as well. This is a 4.7 down at 65. Want to see topography. Okay, it's not even really in the weak zone either. It's more down in here, so little trench, little valley down between, this island and this little mountain ridge. So down in that pit, some of the pressure gets relieved down in there. Meanwhile, up here by the Gobi Desert, a Vulcan point off of India, 4.3 down at 47 and a 4.4 at 193. We need more activity in that region. I showed you the hail that was pelting Italy. Italy's in big trouble. They are deep doo-doo. I don't know why, but I do. 5.5 here in the mid-Indian Ridge at a depth of 10. There's some energy being scrubbed or what, huh? 6.0 at a depth of 7 on the same plate boundary. More energy being scrubbed. Down here we have 5.4 in the South Sandwich Islands at a depth of 13. More energy being scrubbed. Here we go. 4.6 at 110, 4.2, 254, and 4.5, 198. Good. Lots of energy being relieved at a fulcrum point there. Okay, we covered everybody. Let's do all magnitudes one day and drop in like a madman. All right, so not much coming in, but what's going on up at the fulcrum point is 3.5 down at 31. We do have little quakes on the inside, 3.5 again. So there is some 3.5 magnitude energy around the fulcrum point area in Alaska. Coming over the side a little bit on the inside is your 3.2. Nothing at those little islands today. So 3.2 energy coming down into Juan de Fuca. 2.7 dumped off right there. And what was our prize? 2.4 came in at the fulcrum point of Juan de Fuca. So 3.5 energy rounded the top. 3.2, that's still pretty close. Comes barreling down in, scrubs some right there, and then bingo, 2.4 at our fulcrum point. Now, energy still comes down through here. We got our geysers that are doing their job. And even before it can get to the weak spot here, it's squeezing off a 2.1 here. And then 1.3. There's little fault systems that run parallel to this San Andreas in this little mountain structure area. See this running down through there? That's our fault line. Here we have a 1.2. What I'm looking at is the Hayward area because they've been having some activity lately. 1.8 is no big deal, but it indicates movement in the area. 3.1 here, Morgan Hill. Okay, there we go. We're talking 3.1 energy made it into the Bay Area. Past all of this. $3.3. Oh. And a 1.4. Little activity going on right there in the Searless Valley. Okay. A lot of micro quaking here in the southern part of California here, relieving energy. That's good. We have over here in Texas we have energy that reaches the surface through perforations, man-made perforations in the crust. 1.7 there in Oklahoma. Now, looking around the New Madrid up through this area, no quake activity today. That's good. Now, when we have an increase in pressure, we do see some of these other weak spots, these places of least resistance kind of pop off little microquakes. So in the next coming days, I might see little microquakes up in there. The New Madrid, we'll see if energy doesn't get distributed enough there. Okay. All right. There's our earthquake report. Yeah. That's done, son. We got to get rid of some of this, though. Hello, Marie. Welcome. And Chris. I'm sad. Dad. Okay. Let's get going here. We got that to get rid of. This to get rid of. Let's open up a volcano report now, please, Lord. Let it work. Volcanoes today. 32 erupting, 27 in warning, and 26 in unrest. 59 and 26, 70, no, 85. Okay. Not the ad, the report. There we go. So, yeah, today, June 16th already, getting into the 16th. Ibu, 13,000 out of Ibu. Loatobi, 10,000 feet. That's a lot of pressure being blown up there. Semaru, maxing out, 15,000. That tells me pressure's at its max when Semaru's all pumping its highest. Dukono, 7,000. Popocatépetl, nothing right here. Fuego, 15. Sabancaya, 27. Get that one open. Okay, now back to Ibu, 110,000 foot blast out of Ibu. 10,000. Wait. That's a 11,000 foot blast, my bad. 10,000 foot blast. Semaru, 15,000 feet. Popocatépetl, 19. There we go. I knew it went again. 19,000 foot blast out of Popo again. Fuego, here. Tree cutting service, y'all might want to start considering the trees in your yard. You know what happens when a 100-mile-an-hour wind comes by your place? What trees are going to take out your house? You might want to get rid of them, or start trimming. That's senior tree cutting. Back to Fuego. Ow. Reventador 15, Sabancaya 28. Get a pool, too. You're going to need some water and something to cool off with this summer. All right. That's the quick volcano report. Let's get our weather one going here. And, ow. I'm getting a cramp in my shoulder here. Well, that's loading up. I'll be right back here. Yeah, give me 1 minute. I'll be right back. We'll do the weather report and get her done. Oh. All right, I'm back here. Take a couple ibuprofen here for a second. Just 1 second. I can only take it for so long. So I bet you gotta take one. All right. So, what did we miss? Oh dear, the weather. Our crazy, crazy weather. And all kinds of impacts due to the spheroid action. In fact, though, maybe we'll cover some of that again. I'll go over that. I'll show you what I'm talking about, okay? Because it's very shocking and not too good to be true. It's just so shocking that when you see it, you're going to go, what? All right, so let's just bang this out real quick. I'm waiting for the loop to come back around, catch opening frame. There we go. Back one. Current conditions, the nighttime of the 15th. Let me slide. Okay. You can see our little ball. You can see your date. I'm going to call them out anyways. So current conditions right now, severe weather still in this region. Back up into North Dakota. They saw some pretty weird weather today. Now we're going to get into tomorrow morning. Noon, convection, nighttime. Tomorrow looks pretty clear. There might be a little bit of chance of nighttime convection through there, but that's it. We'll see. Anything can happen now. So here we go with the morning of the 17th. Noon, all right, Minnesota area, watch out. Look at this patch coming in, all this moisture driving up into the country by noontime on the 17th. There's convection, the nighttime of the 17th, morning of the 18th. Morning time convection up here in Minnesota could be nasty on the morning of the 18th. Watch out down at the Gulf Coast as this thing starts to encroach by noon. Convection, okay, convection, your cloud tops be at their highest. You know, the sun's been boiling them all day, so you're going to have onshore severe weather coming onshore in the Gulf Coast of Texas there between convection and the nighttime of the 18th. Meanwhile, you get this quasi-linear storm, this convective storm front right here, okay? That's going to be a serious issue right there on the nighttime of the 18th. So everybody from Kansas up through Nebraska, Iowa, Minnesota, Wisconsin, up into Canada, everybody take note on this time frame. It's going to get ugly. There's the morning of the 19th. Severe weather right here, hitting the Dallas-Fort Worth area, Houston area, right through there. The morning of the 19th as this thing just plows in by noontime. There's convection of the 19th. Nighttime the 19th, morning of the 20th. See this little impulse right here followed by this one? They're starting to train, it looks like. I pray to God this is not starting already. Convection, nighttime of the 19th, morning of the 20th. Noon, convection, nighttime. Morning of the 21st, noon, convection, nighttime. Morning of the 22nd, noon, convection, nighttime. Morning of the 23rd, noon, convection, nighttime. Morning of the 24th, noon, convection, nighttime. And now we're getting past anything really reliable. Morning of the 25th, noon, convection, nighttime. See that, Louisiana? Morning of the 26th, now Mississippi. Noon, Alabama. Convection, Tennessee. Nighttime, Texas. It's like these chess pieces. Look at this heart-shaped thing here. Ooh. Again, these almost semi-linear convective system again here. That'll be the noontime of the 27th. Convection, nighttime, 28, noon, convection, nighttime, 29, noon, convection, nighttime, 30, noon, convection, nighttime, 31, or July 1st, sorry. Morning of July 1st, noon, convection, nighttime. All right, we'll go ahead and get that playing and start taking some other stuff down here. The spheroid activity that I'm talking about. Now, I'm going to pull that up right now because this is, I've captured this a couple of times now and I've captured it doing different kinds of effects. All right, so let's just get on my channel real quick here. I believe I put it in the shorts. Here's one example, but we'll come back to that one. Oh, it was in Alive. That's right. It was. Now watch this. There's the Spheroid. There it is, right here. Bigger one. Sorry about that. It starts to come together on the backside of the sphere. The flow comes together and makes a tail, and then that tail blossoms. Okay, so there it is. There's the effect. There's two of them this time, a bigger one and a smaller one. There's a smaller one right here, and I was telling you guys, a bigger one back here earlier tonight when the stream went down. But let me get further into here where we get all right, it's still on the. I'm wondering if this is going to produce a tornado over Jacksonville. Are we about to see this thing just... Look at the round structure at the end. Look, the round structure of the storm itself. You can see the backs. Okay, your sphere is right here. As it moves through the air, air goes up over the top of it, cools, condenses, causes rain. Then as it goes over the backside, it warms up as it, falls lower, turns back down into less intense rain. The air going over every little angle of the spheroid as it moves through the air going around the sides, over the top, over these quadrants here, underneath in those quadrants, all wrap around and come and meet at a focal point, not fulcrum, but a focal point on the backside of air coming in from every direction. It turns into a twisting rope type effect, a horizontal rope type effect in the air. Now watch this. See all that rain's dissipating. It's going down the backside, going from intense down to normal again, and then dissipating into regular air. There wouldn't be a storm there if that big old sphere wasn't moving through the air right there, I think. Because there's nothing else around it. It's inducing all this current and activity as it plows through the air. And this tight ribbon tail, that's like a vortex of air up high. And I bet you this can cause disruptions, this vortex. See how it's kind of spinning and lapping over itself right there? Let me get that. Yeah, let me get that effect right there. I want to see that whipping, that curling. It's like it's twisting horizontally in the sky. Like a double helix. That's a ribbon of air, a twisted ribbon of air. It's like a horizontal tornado up in the higher air currents induced by the bigger object right there. Okay, now here earlier, I noticed a smaller one in this area. They're like see-through, okay? They're electromagnetically inducting water to convect. There's a smaller one here. The bigger one that we were looking at comes up from behind and nudges this smaller one. And that's what I noticed was this jump in data that wasn't a jump in data. It was this thing coming up and nudging the smaller one. Now, when it nudged the smaller one, it created severe weather and high winds came into that area. So the activity of the spheroid itself moving and being bumped created higher winds. Watch. All right, howdy, folks. Welcome back. I told you I'd be back. All right, I captured this effect again going on here. I want you to watch this storm and how it skips and jumps. All right, that's not a skip in data. That's, whoops. pull back around. This is currently live over Florida right now. Our first little round sphere. All right, let me help. Let me slow down here. Try and get this centered. All right, our first sphere is right behind that storm front. You see the bulge in the front of that storm front? Our sphere is right there, and you can see stuff blossoming off the top of it at the very end there, okay? Now, back up behind here is a bigger sphere, and you can see stuff coming off of this first one going into the bigger one back behind. Now, when we have this plasma effect where it peels away from the sun and has the teardrop effect, there's the tail growing right there. So give it a second. There's a smaller diameter one down here. The bigger one comes from behind and nudges it forward. Just let your eyes kind of watch this motion here. And I'm trying to capture it for the record there while it's still live. And you can see the tail blossoming behind it. It's the spaghettification. All right, so there's the smaller one right in that vicinity. The bigger one kind of comes up, nudges it a little further south. Now, I followed the trajectory of this, and you can see it go towards Jacksonville, right? Well, these guys, when this one got shunted south, it hit Gainesville with a big old curtain of wind. This thing was way back here at this time, right? And with the giant spheroid, you could see what direction it was heading. What to do is, where's my, you take your a line or a pencil or anything, put it through the center of the sphere in the direction it's going, and you can tell where it's going next, right? So it's heading towards Jacksonville. I was able to give the people of Jacksonville a long time warning, way in advance of any kind of tornado warning or anything like that, because I saw this giant spheroid heading towards them. Not too hard to see. And this is moving. This is not your stationary radar station emitting, ELF waves causing your weather. These things are moving. They're all over the place. And I'll show you some other stuff. Smaller sphere pushing down here. All right, well, we already seen that one. Now, I want to take you over to this as well, because here we have it doing another one, but spinning effect. All right, here we are again at this spheroid event outside Kansas City. I'm just trying to document more of this for later on for tonight's show. But here's another one of these events happening again. And right in the center, it makes an eye. Spheroid shape. You can even see the opening in the middle of it. That'll be the very top of the sphere. You can see it spinning and rotating. It looks like a land hurricane. That isn't your storm, just a freak storm. It's being manipulated. It's being controlled. It's these spheroids are controlling your weather. I've watched them for a while. They move like chess pieces. Do you see what I'm saying? Your weather has a new player in it, okay? Now, all right, here we are again at this, where was it? Spheroid event outside Kansas City. Okay. Now we're gonna show you something different. The same thing, but we're going where? Okay. So World of Science. Is it that one? Yeah, I guess it is. This good channel right here. I want to come over here. They do the community, all kinds of wonderful pictures that get sent in. Oops. All right. So stuff like this, stuff like that. But, there's our current layout. Here's the sun, the three bigger objects with their little planetoid satellites, right? And then here's here's us, all our planets all lined up. You know how our planets are kind of in alignment right now? Can you see the crop circle showing our configuration, our solar system configuration stamped into the grass? They've been telling us this the whole time. These things have been stamped into the ground for a reason for a long time, and they were layouts of our solar system showing you inbound objects, what the time frame would be. This is on a calendar. When all this lines up and this and this and this and this are all here, that'll be the time. There'll be time something happens then. Okay. Oh, dang it. Back down. Sorry, I gotta do this, but I want to show you something. Wow, what a picture that is. Come on over, give them a love, give them a like, subscribe, support them. I'm trying to find one of these things was actually captured. A picture of it was actually taken. Look at that. A hole in the sky. Gee, you think a spheroid might be, cutting? I told you they can also reduce the clouds. You turn the power off and all the clouds go away. Now, where'd it go? It's coming here. Oh, I got a lot of new pictures in since I last looked. But what I'm trying to get to is one of these things was actually captured. And it's an awesome picture. Everybody's like, ooh, what's going on in that picture? And once we get there, you guys will go, oh, I see it. I know what's going on there. Look at that. Okay. Where is this picture? It was just at the top not too long ago. Okay. Oh, where'd it go? It was a big old dome captured over Nebraska. Oh, we're getting close. Look at this light. Look at that pillar. That's Stairway to Heaven. Oh, we're getting close. There's that face thing. My face in the sky again. And it's right about here. There we go. This was taken in Wisconsin, USA, May 11th, 2024. Do you see your dome effect? Electromagnetic resonance causing condensation in the air. Okay? That's your spheroid effect moving across the land. Air comes in, hits this, goes up high, it condenses, turns into big old thick rain clouds. And then as this thing moves out of the way, then the rain falls down on the backside. All right. These things also cause turbulence up in front here. So as this moves across, you'll get a storm front that'll stir up in front of it. So they also rotate and cause weather to rotate this way as well as go over it. The whole thing can turn off and take all the clouds that are in that area and make them shrink away and disappear, leaving a hole in the clouds or a hole in the sky effect. Okay. Real image taken, Wisconsin, USA, May 11th. Can anybody else describe what's going on there except for me? These people are dumbfounded, looking at it going, whoa, what is that? Well, I can tell you right now, it's one of those spheroids moving through the atmosphere, causing this, your weather, changing your weather, doing all kinds of weird effects with it. So, when I say we have a new player in the game, you know what I'm talking about, okay? The spheroid effect. Here it is. Captured on camera, captured on radar. It does damaging effects. There was one heading towards Houston. All right, I saw this spheroid thing heading towards Houston. I was watching a storm chaser, and I thought, oh my goodness, there's one of them right there, and it's heading towards Houston. So I tried to get into the chat room and start telling them, hey, warn the people of Houston, warn the people of Houston. And everybody like, what are you talking about? It's nowhere around. There's nothing Just trust me. Tell them now you got about an hour to get out of Houston, or to batten down the hatches. And everybody's like, no, there's no storm there. Well, this thing was on a trajectory and it bumped into the storm and shoved it in a different direction and shoved it right into Houston. And guess what? Houston got thrashed. And I just sat there shaking my head going, oh, we could have saved lives. We could have saved so much property damage. I just can't get people's attention. I can't get them to listen or understand. Because it's the latest TikTok video that's out that's just more important. Beautiful image, too. Isn't that a cool image? But there is our spheroid effect. Okay, it's not just a one arch like a rainbow. This is round. It goes around in a circle at the base, all right, and it's a sphere like a ball. Okay, it's not an actual physical thing moving through the atmosphere. It's a spherical shaped electromagnetic field being produced by something that's moving around, causing these things to move like chess pieces, stirring up storms where there shouldn't be storms, putting out storms where there were ones, purposely targeting certain areas, purposely targeting certain cities. There's like a target list because these things are going after certain sites, some of them military sites. And that's what's telling me, wait a second, this ain't our military. This isn't our government doing this. They wouldn't sick this shit on their own important, valuable target sites. So something else is attacking their sites and attacking cities. Controlling the weather. And we have ways of manipulating it too. I've seen these spheroids come moving in, and then I'll see our next rad radar shoot a beam out to try to disrupt this activity. So there's like a little battle going on in the radar realm with us striking back at these things as they move through. So somebody knows what's going on. They see these things marching through, doing their damage, and then they'll shoot out a little beam to try to disrupt as much as they can before it hits their valuable target site or something. Who knows? There it is. There it is. Okay, we have another player in the game, and this is look at this wrapped around severe stormage right here, right?
Here's another one of these events.
Tornadoes flying off the edge of this, and then when this thing consolidates, it'll put down a tornado right in the middle.
You can even see the opening in the middle of it.
Right? You know what? Don't take my word for it. Go get yourself a radar app, open it up, and start watching. Instead of looking at TikTok, go open up a radar app and watch these storms march through the area. Start looking for signatures of this activity, and you're going to shit yourself when you see how much of it's going on. You're going to go, oh my, what? Our weather isn't weather. It's some kind of game going on. Because there's new players. There's other players in the game now. Okay? That's the lowdown. There are new players in the game. So now let's see. What was else I going to do? I did this Spheroid thing. I was going to show you something else. Let's go back to the shorts. What else do we have there? We had the South Atlantic anomaly, these water bulges that rise and then descend and cause coastal inundation. This right here.
All right, we got this thunderhead that came off of this blossom here. It was so intense that it glitched out the radar. See that?
Okay, that's the...
All right.
Notice the wind patterns are all coming up from the ground in this region. There's nothing coming in. It's all boiling up from this region. This is a thunderhead that a heat plume came out of the ground here so violently that caused a thunderhead that blossomed so quickly, hit the troposphere, and then sank back down. It glitched out the radar.
Thunderhead that came off of this blossom here, it was so intense that it glitched out the radar. See that?
All right. Let me see. What was the other stuff? Where did that go? Ooh. You guys see that one, right? Oh, wait.
Howdy, folks.
Yep, didn't turn out too well on that. There's another face in the sky in that one. That one with horns and flames. Anticyclonic stuff. There's your. Where did it go? Oh, maybe it's not there. Community? Can you guys see the crown right there? Can you guys see the dog right here? Nose, his tongue sticking out, his eyes, his ears. There's a little dog right there. Can you see the kitty cat? Okay. A little hidden face in this one, but kind of grumpy. The eyes, the nose, little mouth right here. This face right there. Perfectly round cloud. What's this one? Oh, the cat in the hat. Here's his eye, his other eye, his nose, his whiskers coming out, and his mouth. Oh, there's the spheroid thing I was looking for right there. Okay. Now this is what I was looking for. Looking down my valley at mountain range, all right, there's no other thunderstorm activity going on except right over Mammoth Mountain, and this giant plume just shoots straight up like this. Again, here's similar activity. Nothing else going on in the area, but right there in that vicinity, a bunch of hot air coming out of the ground causing convection right there. Okay, so this is kind of the signature I was talking about when we do see thunderheads that, that go, vertical like this. You have updrafts, right? Well, updrafts from heat, wind, right? Well, heat rising can cause an updraft, and this one was just so defined compared to everything else around. Everything else that day was all kind of mellow down here, and all of a sudden this thing just pew shoots right up through the way above where everything else is going. And it's not necessarily a volcanic eruption or explosion, but some kind of heat came out and started going vertical and caused conductivity. So old volcanic sites, when you start to see thunderstorm activity in this shape right here over a volcano, it's got heat coming out of it. And another kind of weather that's being caused. We're getting conductivity from thermal venting as well. So another player in your weather, thermal venting from down below, causing thunderstorm activity, large hail, flash flooding, tornadoes, lightning, all that great stuff that comes with thunderstorms, right? But a heat-induced one that from heat coming out of the tear in the ground or a vent, right? So we got new players in the weather, all right? Now also here, we did this. Where? Oh. Open a new one. Yeah, because we want the clear one. Yeah. We want the clear one. Yeah, instead of watching an old video of a video, let me get you the original images right here. Okay, favorites. Okay, there's the wolf. There's his nose, mouth open. You can see his ears right there, his eyes. He's huffing and puffing, and He's huffing and puffing. What's coming out of his mouth? Clouds. Right? So, and then let me back out of that. That was June 28, 2020. June 28, 2020. Is that one maybe? No, that's the 25th. I'm trying to find the 4 original pictures here. No, it's not that one. Bear with me for just a second here. Is this one? No, I'm trying to find the original pictures of that because I want you to see it's the big bad wolf that's huffing and puffing that's causing your. There it is. Okay. See the eye? There's his other eye. Here's his ear. You can see the inside of his ear. Here's his snout coming down, black nose. His mouth is open, and he's blowing out clouds. There's the other eye. Okay. Let me kind of, whoops. There, it looks more like the wolf. Okay, so the spiritual realm is controlling your weather. Get it? See it? The spiritual realm is controlling your weather. There's a battle going on between man and the spiritual realm in the weather realm, isn't there? Then it turns to that. Now you can see this eye better, and a round face, round spherical face, ears, lips, huffing and puffing, blowing out clouds. The spiritual realm is a player in your weather. That's why your weather is becoming so unpredictable. I got these little entities like to follow me all over the place. This guy, he'll drop down out of the clouds and come out and smile at me here. Can we zoom in on that a little bit? There we go. Okay, there's an eye with a pupil, mouth with teeth, nose, chin, beard, face, giant face in the clouds. Follow me everywhere I go. They watch me, they study me. And look how far down out of the clouds this descended from the cloud deck way up here. It descended all the way down and made a face. What if that stuff happened to you? You see this big old face in the sky following you from town to town. Nobody else notices. All kinds of stuff going on up in the skies, but nobody notices because they're looking at this latest TikTok video. They're so looking into their phones and looking down. It's a good ploy to keep people from looking up. Really got to hand it to the devil. He's pretty tricky. Inventing phones to get you all to look down and not up. But I'm smart. I use my phone to take advantage of that and take pictures of the up that you all are missing so I can bring it to you. Okay, there's this guy again. Remember him lifting his eyebrows? These are all images. Look, these are all pictures of clouds that I take. Okay, it's not CGI. It's not AI. It's not what's that? The other little programs where you make your own videos or whatever. This is all real images I've taken with my camera, with my cell phone, and then they get uploaded to Google here, and I stack them on top of each other and make little flip books out of them, right? April 17th, 2020, Jesus shows up in the clouds. Boom, boom, boom. And the sun shines a little brighter, then it comes out kind of black and white. It gets dark. The sun kind of goes behind a little darker part of cloud, turns a little blue and white. But there's a good image right there. Well, that's too close in your face. You can see it crystal clear like that when it's compressed, huh? But imagine, all right, this is what it looks like in the sky when you look up. All you see is blurry clouds like this. There's nothing. It's too big in your face. It's in a different dimension. You have to take a step out of your body, take a few steps back, a quarter mile, and then turn around and look, and you will get this perspective. All right. Now, if it was man that was doing this, why would he, why would he do it in a different dimension where he can't see it? Hmm? If this is a blue beam or whatever, no, no. Blue beam cannot control water particles in the air and shape them in the form of a face with hair and a beard wearing a crown. The odds of that are just too far off. There are no odds. That's impossible. The only way it's possible is with God. All right. These are all the little different images. Click, 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 click. I rotated these real quick so you don't have to tilt your head. You can see a little bit better right there in that one. Okay. These are all the images. There was other stuff going on at the other side of the mountain, so I'm taking pictures of that. Back to the Jesus one, and now it's turned into a lion face. You see this lion face right here? So I start squeezing out more pictures. And you see this lion face. Now over on the other side of the mountain, this face starts to form. Both of these are going on at the same time. Are you caught up in the clouds? Did I get you all caught up? Are you fascinated with what you're looking at? See this troll face right here starting to form? This guy right here, the little goblin face covering one eye. He's got his little hand over one eye. There's his one eye. His other eye is covered with his hand. Here's his ear. He's got a big smile. This little gremlin, goblin type guy covering one eye. I don't make this stuff up. I just take the pictures, all right? Then you can see it turn into Godzilla here, some kind of big old lizard type dragon, probably, with an eye right here and the nose coming down. Okay, so there are the original images. Photoshop, that was the other one I was trying to think of. This is not Photoshop. This is your real clouds. Okay, then I stack all those together, put them in the flip book, and there is your foundation, folks. Ta-da! Excruciatingly painful to take all those pictures, hold the camera up with a shattered shoulder. My heart was racing. Almost passed out. Almost had a heart attack, really, to capture all those frames. And that was just part of them. There was more. But there's the meat of it right there. That's the most important part, because that's your real event that happened on Easter. And you're seeing it. This is the rapture right here. This is me in the clouds. This is my face in the clouds. All right. And you're caught up with me in the clouds. You're fascinated. You're intrigued. You're caught up, like you're caught up in a good book, or caught up in a song, or caught up in a movie. Everything else has kind of disappeared around the edges. The only thing that you're focusing on right now is my voice and my face. You are caught up with me in the clouds. Get it? There is no word rapture in the Bible. It's this event right here. It's this event right here. This is me in the clouds. You're getting caught up with me in the clouds. You've met me in the air, live in cyberspace. Okay? So you caught up in with me in the clouds. We've met in the air. And now we're going to start doing a reading here in a minute. Let me get do you guys want a couple other images? Get rid of that one. That was that one. I also got UFOs, all kinds of different faces that follow me, different entities, advanced races from the past. Okay, we have flying vehicles that visited us thousands of years ago, before our technology to fly. And oh, come on.
In case you didn't know already, it's going to rain a lot this summer. That's why I always carry this bearskin heavy storm rain jacket just in case.
And get a bearskin raft.
Sitting next to this one, they're the same. And
okay, little gold trinkets that the natives made when they had a visitation from an advanced civilization 1,000 years ago that could fly. All right, this is a flying machine, obviously. So, advanced races from the past, 1,000 years ago, that came and visited, impressed the locals. The locals then, in turn, made their little gold trinkets, much like we do. We make little representations of what we saw, right? Little toys for the kids or whatever these were found at a site here on Earth. And now, this race, this advanced race from the past in their flying machines are here right now, following me everywhere I go. They study my every move, my every thought. When I fart, they take notice. It's just like every little detail. They're watching the show right now while I'm talking to you. They know I'm showing you this right now. Okay? These are advanced races from the past that are here visiting, or well, they're watching me, they're following me, they're studying me because of who I am. Okay, then as if UFOs, advanced races from the past. I got ascended masters like Yoda. I guess that represents the ascended masters that watch, follow, and study my every move. Then the faces in the clouds start to change a little bit. Here's a face right here forming in the clouds right here. So let's just get into that one real quick.
Howdy folks, welcome back. So snapping some pictures of the clouds yesterday, and I noticed something forming in the clouds, what looked like a face over here. And I'm gonna start zooming in on this face because it's a real face. And if you look back behind it here, let's zoom in just a little bit. You'll notice that back behind here, this face is being projected by Jesus's heart right here. You can see it radiating out. Here's Jesus's face. He's pulling open his shirt, exposing his heart. His heart's radiating out this image in the sky. See this face here? And there's a crown right here. Also in the etherical.
See this alien face with the eye, long, slender face, half of it's in shadow. See this face, this alien face right here? See the eye? The chin coming down? It's half a face right there. The other half's in shadow.
Black, there's another crown right here. Anyways, I just wanted to show you this picture. Isn't this amazing?
All right, so there's this kind of activity starts happening. My face forming in the clouds with a crown on it, being projected by Jesus's heart. So, what's projecting all these faces in the clouds? What's making all these weird faces in the clouds? They're coming from Jesus' heart. Okay? And what you guys are looking at right here is a miracle. Okay? This is a miracle too. They look odd. That's why they look odd, is because they're miracles. You're not used to seeing this activity. This is paranormal. It's outside the normal activity that you're used to dealing with in life. I've had some extreme paranormal events happen to me that would send most people to the loony bin. And then they sent me to the loony bin, and when I was fine with it, I was dealing with it using my tools. They sent me because they wouldn't believe me. Told them, hey, I had an encounter with an angel. Here, let me show you. Let's pull up the other, get rid of that. Let me pull up one more on my channel here. You guys are hanging tough, so this is the fun part. And I'll pull up my channel one more page because I want to leave some images up. I don't want to kind of back out of them. I want to pull up several images. So, angels come and visit me, and then they get captured sometimes.
You will love this shower head. The internet is calling it the #1 DIY hack of 2024.
Oh, good.
Howdy folks, welcome back. So I'm real excited to show you this one. This is an angel that was captured on my security cameras, and now I've run it through the filter here. So if you turn your head to the right about 45 degrees,
you can't really see this unless you do. You need to tilt your head at this angle right here because this angel is laying at a 45 degrees angle in the air.
Take out the head, the hair, the breasts, it's a female, the torso, the waist, the legs coming down here, a wing coming off here, a wing coming off over here. And we'll zoom in on this real quick because this one's nice and clear that you can. Okay, and this is an angel that was caught hovering in a shaft of light over this sleeping child down below.
Okay, can you guys see that little angel right there hovering over this sleeping child? Can you see that right there? Let's go in just a tad bit tighter. So, right there, it's a little bit better. Okay? Now, when I tell people I'm encountering angels, they don't believe me. I show them this, but they won't look. How aggravating, how just trying to help people, and they just don't want this gift. It's frustrating. Okay, so here's a real angel. This is security camera footage that's admissible as evidence in a court of law. That is a legal angel. And I had judges throw me in jail, and I had people throw me in insane asylums. I had all this crazy, crazy stuff because nobody would tilt their head to the right and enjoy a beautiful angel hovering over a sleeping child. It's like it's some cursed picture. Oh my God, angels, you're seeing angels, you're crazy. No, I'm gifted. You could see angels too. I could give you that gift too. If you just tilt your head to the right, you know, instead of being so resistant and fighting me on every little aspect. I finally got my psychiatrist to make a deal. When they were done,
zoom in.
I didn't get to do any talking. It was the doctor who does all the talking, right? You're supposed to lay on the couch and tell them your problems, and the doctor's telling me, oh, I got degrees in this and that and that and this. I said, okay, good. Well, when you're done telling me all about you, and at the end of the session, can I have 5 minutes of me? Oh, I guess. Oh, cool. I get 5 minutes in my own session. Right on. So at the end of the session, I get the doc out and I go, okay, now it's my turn. I listened to you for the whole hour. The last 5 minutes, can I get you to tilt your head to the right? No, well, I got a new client come in. No, there's still 5 minutes left of my session. Can I get my 5 minute? Well, what is it? Tilt your head to the right. Look, can you see this little angel here with her boobs hanging out? Most men like to see boobs, right? Can't even get to look at that. Finally, one doc looks and goes, oh, that's when it hit. That's when I was like, what's wrong, doc? Are you seeing angels? You better get on some medication, start seeing a psychiatrist, because I've learned some tools to help me deal with it. Now you're going to have to use your tools now, doc. And I have helped lots of people along the way. Doctors, police officers, everybody that I interacted with in the insane asylums, through the court systems, I have helped every single person along the way. And they didn't even look. Without even looking, I still helped them. Beautiful, beautiful image. There's this little demon face back here too, right? He's trying to give this kid nightmares, and this little angel's coming in and protecting him. It's a real image caught on a security camera. Can you see it? I don't know.
Just excited that you can see it a lot clearer now, because before it was kind of faint, and now with these filters I'm able to make these images pop a little bit more for you guys so you can see them. I'm sorry about the way I have to do it with the camera and the computer, but I don't have any other option. So, but I just wanted to bring this angel to you for a moment so you guys can see that this is real. This is security camera footage that's
admissible as evidence in a court of law. So where's the evidence? Where's the evidence? Where's the evidence? We see some evidence. Yeah, well, here it is. Swallow hard. Here's your evidence. Well, that's not acceptable because it's all kinds of excuses. I have heard nothing but excuse after excuse after excuse until they finally give in, open up their eyes, turn their head to the right, and pay attention for their own good. Just trying to give you a gift, doc. Whew. And that's how my life goes every single minute of every single day. And boy, have I learned a lot. Well, I got so much. I have learned so much about human behavior. Yes, I have. Now let's get into our reading tonight. I totally lost all the notes. Really? Oh, okay, good. All right, so got my face showing up by the moon, got my face showing up in the clouds, wearing a crown, turning into a lion. Oh, another one here. My face in the sun. One that we haven't really kind of discussed too much. That's the sun. Okay? See the eyes? See the nose? See the mouth? See the face in the sun? And it all started when there was this is September 17th. Didn't upload until, or I didn't put it on there until back then, but the event that happened on September 10th of 2017. Oh, we got that on video too. I can get that too. Let me pull it. Look at this lion face captured in the clouds. See the eyes? See the nose and the mouth? See this lion face in the clouds? This stuff is all over the place. If you guys would just look up. Where was the video? Oh, it's Halloween. I'm opening up another one. Thank you for your patience. And my channel one more time because I don't want to take down other ones that I already have up. I want to leave them up and come over. we were looking for. Was it on the videos? I think it was. I was looking for. Oh, great. Oh, yeah. That's what I was looking for. Halloween. Okay. Before I showed you when the objects went up from this and you saw the top half of the sun blacked out with the sunspots as eyes. There's the mouth, the nose. All right. So there's what the sun looked like. My face on the sun on September 10th of 2017. Let's get to right here because we have an object that enters from the right. Blocks out the sun for an hour. Get rid of the music there. Okay, you see that come in from the right for about an hour. Something blocked the sun, and then it moves up. All right, you saw how it moved up, right? There was two frames. There was a frame and this full frame. The other frame, this one right here, did not exist. This popped up on my computer. I was trying to get in between the, where the shadow was rising up, and it was either down at the bottom of the sun, just a very small portion sticking out, or all the way up. There was no in-between frame. There was frame 27 that was just the bottom, and then there was frame 28. This is 27 and a half that doesn't exist, pops up on my computer. All right, my computer jammed up with this face on it. It would not shut off, I had to unplug my computer and turn all the power off and restart the whole thing. I could not reboot my computer once this face popped up on it. And I thought I had the wherewithal. I'm like, ooh, I better get my phone and take some pictures of this face that's on my computer. That's what your sun looked like. That's what the sun looked like on September 10th when that event happened. Here, I'll leave it. You'll see that frame doesn't exist. Whoops. Where's the transition? Dang it. Back here. There it goes. Okay. So my face out by the moon, my face in the sun, my face in the clouds, my face just all over the place. You guys are getting to know me. Okay. So back to this. Whoops. And there's my face again. See it? Long hair there, but okay. My face with a crown in the clouds over my head on Easter because of who I am. All right. Everybody get in your spots. Take a deep breath. I need to. It's been a long show. We've talked about a lot of disturbing stuff tonight, okay? And it's hard for your mind to, absorb this stuff because it can be very traumatic, very disturbing, unnerving. And when you see that it's about what it's really about, and there's a finish line, you get a new perspective on life. Oh, did you want me to? Say that again. Twinkle of an eye. Twinkle of an eye. Yeah. Oh, shit. Okay. Whoa. I just got a revelation, you guys. Twinkle of an eye. Everybody thinks that a twinkle of an eye is a measurement of time. It's going to happen in the twinkle of an eye, like instantaneously, right? No. Say it again. Twinkle of an eye. Oh, okay. So when we're looking at this stuff and you're seeing it, right? There's a tweaking of your eye. Like we have a new perspective, right? I've opened up a new avenue in your brain that allows your eyes to see the spiritual realm. There's a twink of your eye, like somebody came in and tweaked your vision a little bit so you could see in the twinkle of an eye. So now you're able to see this spiritual realm because of the twinkle in your eye. Wow, that's amazing, dude. Wow, I was just gonna start reading. Oh, so yeah, get it? Do you guys get it? You're able to see the spiritual realm. You're able to see this stuff like this. Most people see clouds, right? They would look at this and go, "Oh, it's just a bunch of clouds." Where's a good one? Well, this one, right here. Can you see the lion face in that one? There we go. That one's better. Can you see the lion face in that? If you can, you have the twinkle in your eye. You have the gift of seeing the spiritual realm. Wow, that's the twinkle of an eye. I thought it was like a measurement of time. You guys have eyes to see. You have the twinkle of an eye, don't you? Oh, yes, you do. You have the twinkle of an eye. Wow. That was just right then, right now, live, while we just did that. Was that cool or what? Okay, now back to my reading. Would you got else something? Yeah, I know. We'll get to that later. All right, I'm trying to read here. Everybody take your deep breath, get in your spot and everything. And okay. No matter how inadequate you may feel, you can always look to me for help. You don't need to go to a special place or assume a certain posture or position to seek my face. Nor do you need to use eloquent language or work to win my favor. I always look favorably on you because I see you already clothed in my righteousness. If you see that face, you're clothed in my righteousness. How do I say this? All right, to say it. Okay. I am alive in you. I understand your thoughts perfectly, so a simple glance at me made in faith is enough to connect you to my help. Okay? So now we can just make a simple glance made in faith. Okay? A glance made in faith. No. I'll come back into this one. Get back to this. Oops. Okay, that glance. Just looking at that. A glance in faith. And you'll understand that I am alive in you. Now, what I see inside you guys is you tend to waste energy trying to determine whether your resources, your strength is adequate for the day. Okay, you keep checking your power gauge, your fuel tank. Am I got enough energy for the rest of this day? You keep checking your power gauge instead of looking to me for my provision. How much better is it to simply acknowledge your insufficiency when you awaken? When you do that, it frees you to rely on my boundless sufficiency. If you stay in touch with me, I will place enough power at your disposal to meet your needs as they arise. Keep turning toward me, your ever-present help, and your strength will be equal to the demands of your day. Okay? Not getting superpower strength. Your strength will be equal to the demands of your day, because your days are getting demanding, aren't they? And you're needing equal strength, aren't you? Because you used to be able to, hey, I had plenty of strength any day. Well, these days are a lot more demanding, and all of a sudden you guys are finding you don't have enough. You need more strength. Well, that's where you call on me. And no matter how inadequate you feel, you can always look to me for help. Okay? I am the risen one, your living God. Okay? We need to talk about this a little bit too. When you are alive, you are in your skin suit, right? Say when you're dead, your consciousness leaves your skin suit, you're no longer alive. So in order for your God to be living, means he has to be alive inside of a skin suit like you. You're alive. God has to be alive. He lives as the flesh, the Word made flesh and dwelt among you. He walks among you as a man. I am that man. I am the risen one, your living God. Celebrate the joy of serving a Savior who is exuberantly alive. Alive. That's what gives you guys that's what gives you everything, is knowing that I am here and I am alive. Exuberantly alive, by the way. I don't just sit here and play patty cake. I am exuberantly alive. Rejoice in my promise to be with you continually throughout time and eternity. You're stuck with me. These truths can sustain you through the greatest trials and disappointments that you encounter in your life. Okay? That's the whole purpose of your life, is to go through these trials and disappointments with me. These truths, that I'm here, that I'm alive, that I do indeed walk with you, those truths are what sustain you through your greatest trials and disappointments. You're going to have trials and disappointments. You might as well sustain. Okay? Walk boldly along the path of life with me. Don't just tiptoe. Let's go. Let's giddy up. Come on. Walk boldly. There's a guy on YouTube or on TikTok right now. He's my new favorite guy, some homeless guy, but his passion is just like mine. And I don't see any passion out there. It's a bunch of milk toast. You guys have power. You guys have authority. You need to walk boldly down your path of life with me. You need to walk boldly, trusting confidently in the one who never lets go of your hand. Okay? I got you. You're walking with me. I got you by your hand. So now walk boldly with me. Trust me. You have grow some confidence, please. Some of you grow some confidence now. You can. Grow some confidence. Trust in me. Trusting confidently in the one who never lets go of your hand. Okay. Now, This is going to sound all egotistical or whatever, but it's not about me. I want you to consider what I offer you. Myself. I offer you myself. I offer forgiveness of all your sins. I offer forever pleasures in heaven. I got all these wonderful offers for you guys. Why would you want to turn it down? Consider what I offer you. Do that sometimes. I get in this mood sometimes where I'm not grateful. I'm being a little brat, right? I have to myself stop down, sit down, and consider what I offer. I offer myself. I offer forgiveness of all your sins. That should make your life go a lot smoother right there. Then, when we reach the finish line, I offer forever pleasures in heaven. All of this is all so extravagant and lavish that you cannot comprehend it fully. You just can't. Your brain does not have the capacity to comprehend all of this fully. And that is why worshiping me is so important. It's a powerful way of connecting with me that transcends your understanding. Do you get it? It's for your understanding. Worshiping me is important because it's a powerful way of connecting with me that transcends your understanding. It also proclaims my presence. What do you think is going to happen to these people who are about to go to war when they know I am here? Declare my presence. I'm only one man on YouTube. You guys need to get out there and start declaring my presence. The rumor is he's here. He's walking around in the flesh. You guys better start that rumor for everybody's good. Screw rumors of war. There better be rumors of peace. There be rumors that rapture is already happening. It's just not happening the way you thought it would. Not the way Hollywood got you all fooled into thinking it was going to happen. No, read the words. Caught up in the clouds with me. Well, here I am in the clouds. You're caught up with me in the clouds. Make sense? When you read it right, it does. Now, sorry, I'm getting fired up again. Quit wasting energy determining whether if you have enough strength for the day. Instead of wasting energy trying to determine, put that energy into just going, hey, I need some more energy, Lord, help me. It's going to be a long, long day. And I'll tell you, third gear. You're going to go, what? Slow down, pace yourself. You will have more energy at the end of the day if you pace yourself. Oh. See, if you'd just listened, you wasted energy just trying to determine. Quit wasting energy on that. Just ask me for the help. Quit looking at your power gauge and trying to judge how much energy you have. If you stay in touch with me, I will place enough power at your disposal to meet your needs as they arise. Consider what I offer you, myself, my forgiveness, my forever pleasures. Worshiping me is a powerful way of connecting that transcends your understanding. It also proclaims my presence. Okay, I'm here. He said he would be back. What would the world be like when he comes back? Well, it wouldn't be anything if you never recognized me. You know how hard this is. You have no idea how hard this is. I'm going through some really, really hard stuff. So consider that also. You guys aren't having to endure the pains and stuff that not believing, not being believed. That'll come. That's coming your way too in the future. People won't believe you, and you're going to have to endure what I'm going through. Okay. Powerful way of connecting with me, transcend your understanding, proclaim my presence. There are numerous ways of worshiping me by singing hymns, praise songs, studying, memorizing my word, praying individually and with others, just glorying and wondering and being caught up in the wonders of my creation, serving and loving others with my love can also be worship. Okay, that's one of my favorite. When you're serving others with my love, that's one of my favorites. Okay, and whatever you do, do it all for the glory of God, for my glory. Ooh, because that's going to happen next. All right, so, all right, we're building a relationship here, right? How are you supposed to build a relationship with Jesus if you don't have a relationship with him, right? Kind of got to meet the guy and get to know him, right? So that's what we're doing. We're getting to know me, right? Know all about you, every little detail. But you guys don't know much about me. But some of the things that come along, as you come to know me more intimately, you grow increasingly aware of your sins, don't you? Since you've been here at this channel and understood what's going on, who I am, who you are now, very special, by the way. Not everybody finds this channel, okay? As you grow to know me more intimately, you grow increasingly aware of your sins, don't you? And this presents you with a choice. The choice to focus on your flaws and failures, or the choice to rejoice in my glorious gift of salvation. Well, not a tough choice. What do you like? Do you like to sit there and focus on your flaws and your failures and just go over and over and over in your head all day, day long, day in, day out? You're so bad this, you're so just beating yourself up, huh? You focus on your flaws, you focus on your failures, you're focusing on all these circumstances and people and situations. Or would you rather focus on rejoicing in my glorious gift of salvation? The salvaging of a day, every day, okay? If you don't, you're just going to slip down that slippery hole of depression and self-pity. So, every day you have to fight. You have to try to salvage a negative experience, adversity. You have to overcome the adversity thrown at you during the course of a day. Okay, so that's what I want everybody to repeat. I am in the salvage business. Say that to yourself. I am in the salvage business. I am in the business of recuperating my day. If my day goes south and starts to go sour, I will take a moment to pray. Look at Jesus. Pray. Take a moment to unwind. Then go about your day and try to recover it. You see somebody else staggering, stumbling, having a bad day, you jump in there with everything you got and try to rescue that person's day. We are in the salvage business. Salvation, salvage. Does anybody even look things up in the dictionary anymore or even know what they mean anymore? All right. Now, as you come to know me more intimately, it presents you with a choice. You can focus on your flaws and failures or rejoice in this glorious gift I've given you. This gift, the gift of salvaging your day, helping other people, that gift of salvation. When you keep your focus on my sacrifice for your sins, you start to live in the joyful awareness that you are wonderfully loved. Now you guys are in joyful awareness. Don't go anywhere. Don't think you're going anywhere. Stay right there. You guys are in joyful awareness, aren't you? And if you are in joyful awareness, that must mean that you are coming to know me more intimately. My glorious gift of salvation. Keep your focus on my sacrifice for your sins so you can live in the joyful awareness that you are wonderfully loved, forgiven, understood. I can feel you. I can relate. That's the best thing, dude. Nobody could relate with me when I went through my process. Nobody, I had no one to relate to. I couldn't talk to doctors. I couldn't talk to anybody. I couldn't talk to the psychos. I couldn't talk to anybody. Nobody could relate. They didn't have this happening to them. But now that it's happened to me, I can now take that and relate with you. Okay? Remember, it's a choice. You can focus on salvaging your day, or you can just sit there and focus on your flaws and failures. It's up to you. But when you keep your focus on my sacrifice for your sins, you find that joyful awareness that you are now wonderfully loved. Okay? I love you. There is no greater love than mine. And it's yours now forever. Okay? I love you. And there is no greater love than mine. It's unconditional. It's unconditional. As long as you believe me. It does not work when you don't believe. Your trust, your belief. Because when you do, something magical just happens. And there is no greater love than mine. It is truly yours forever. The best response to this fathomless gift is to love me back with all your heart. Okay? Just give me all you got. Okay? Just love me back with all your heart. I'm not a bad guy. I did all this wonderful stuff so that you may have salvation. Try it. When it works, you're going to go, wow, that dude was pretty cool. I like him. I love that guy. He actually turned my life around. And you'll start to love me with all your heart. And what's tragically, many people think that they have little or even nothing for me to forgive. Okay? A lot of people think that, I've lived a good life. I'm a good person. I have nothing to forgive. Oh, come on. Many people think they have little or even nothing for me to forgive. They've been deceived by the prevailing lie that there is no absolute truth. They believe good and evil are relative terms. Uh-oh. Do we have a rampant plague of this? People believing that good and evil are relative terms? No, good is good, evil's evil. It's not relative. It's blatantly obvious. And if you can't figure it out, you need to do some work on yourself. You've been deceived by the prevailing lie that there is no absolute truth. There is. I am the absolute truth. I am telling you the absolute truth. I am the absolute truth. I never change. I'm that foundation you can build on. And a lot of people think that they have nothing for me to forgive. I'm still waiting for a certain person to apologize to me, right? I know they did something, they feel sorry, but they can't muster up the balls to say I'm sorry. Well, how am I supposed to say you're forgiven? I can't say you're forgiven when you haven't said I'm sorry. So just kind of waiting for anybody to say I'm sorry. That way I can go, oh, you're forgiven. because that's my favorite thing to do. I can't wait to just say you're forgiven. But I can't do that. I can't do that wonderful thing because you won't grow the balls to say I'm sorry. That's how it works. And I enjoy forgiving people. I know exactly what you did. I know why you did it. I know the feelings you're feeling. Why do you just keep holding on to it? Why do you think you have nothing for me to forgive? If you think you have nothing for me to forgive, you have been, you've been deceived. You've been deceived in thinking that there's no absolute truth. You're probably one of those people who thinks that good and evil are relative terms, so you see no need for a savior. Well, not the people here at this channel. You're not like that, the rest that have been deceived by the prevailing lie that there is no absolute truth. All these people on YouTube are all telling you, oh, good and evil are relative. Yeah. These people that do this stuff, these deluded ones, do not seek my forgiveness, and their sins remain unpardoned. I can't pardon them. I can't forgive you if you don't say you're sorry. If you don't repent, how am I supposed to forgive? It's a process. You can't do one without the other. Deluded people do not seek my forgiveness. They think their sins, what they don't know is their sins remain unpardoned. The evil one's deceptions have darkened their minds. But I am the light of the world, and my light can shine through you into those people's lives. You need to start shining your truth, your absolute truth light, into the people that believe that good and evil are relative terms. We need to educate the left-wing nut jobs. These deluded ones. 98% of society, the deluded ones. 98%. I've been going around doing some math, and there ain't like 2% of society that ain't deluded and think their sins are, that they have nothing for me to forgive. The evil one has darkened their minds, but I am here. I am the light of the world, and my light does indeed shine through you into those people's lives. Now, because you are my follower, you will never walk in darkness. Okay? If you trust me and you are my follower, you will never walk in darkness. You have the light of life, don't you? You have the light of life. You're raptured. Your knowledge, your faith has been completed. Okay? You will never walk in darkness. You now have this foundation. You have the light of life. You guys are living more vibrantly and abundantly now, aren't you? You see through all the BS in the news, and you see through all this other stuff. I've been telling you, Planet X, Nibiru, whatever is real since September 10th of 2017, since I had a personal experience with it. Now, all of a sudden, they come out, oh, yeah, it might be real. I think there's like 6 or 7 of them all rotating around one that we can't see. Dang, kind of sounds like the same thing I've been telling you for 6.5 years. And it's because it's true. I'm not a told you so guy. I'm just trying to tell you what I know. I'll tell you one thing. I know I love you guys. I did not feel like doing a show tonight because I was gonna let you down, or I'm not in a good mood, right? So I didn't want to come off on the wrong vibe and ruin your guys' night, but it's so important right now. Please, I'm glad you guys endured with me. I'm having a rough day, but I'm working on my own salvage right now. And this show, when I do this show, this actually helps uplift my spirits. You guys are the joy set before me. When you're understanding and you're figuring it out and you're finding faith and hope now and strength now and peace now, when you're finding those things and I was able to give that to you, that is the joy of the Lord. That is the joy that is set before me. Are you people? Okay? And even though I did not kicking and screaming, I'm not doing this, not doing it tonight. The Lord's like, yeah, you are. I don't care how you're feeling. Just go do it. You'll feel better when you're done. And guess what? I'm glad we did because we had a new revelation tonight. You guys have the new twinkle of an eye. Twinkle of an eye is not a measurement of time. It's the tweaking of your eye, the new perspective. Okay, it's not really tweaking your eyeball and moving it out of position. It's a new perspective. The tweaking of an eye, the twinkle of an eye, with the twinkle of an eye, you're allowed to see the spiritual realm because you have I've opened that pathway in your brain that you can see it now. All right. So we learned some new stuff. We got the twinkle of the eye revelation there. That was pretty cool. And do you really want me to go there? Yeah. Nah, we're not going to go there. The Vindication, Planet X being real now, NASA admitting it. We're gonna continue on with this show, all right? And who knows? Maybe one day we'll be the leaders in the field. But in the meantime, there's vindication with no recognition. With no recognition, not recognizing what's going on. I don't want to be the one, oh, I found Planet X. I want my name attached to it. No. Vindication, I already knew it was real. I didn't need the lying media to tell me it was real. I already knew. I need the lying media to tell you it's real, so you'll start to go, oh, well, then maybe he was right. But vindication, but no recognition. All they recognize is a planet. What good is Planet X? It's meaningless compared to this. Absolute rubbish compared to this. This is the only thing that matters right here. Everything else is rubbish. Okay? So I don't need that vindication. It is vindication without recognition. So really it's kind of pointless. I'm just a little irritated today because all the hard work gets just swept under the rug. And you guys keep walking on the rug. It's like, when are you guys going to realize there's a bunch of stuff under the rug? Quit walking on it, pull up the rug and find out all the shit that they've been sweeping underneath it. Let's start addressing some of the real issues. And I will refuse to let this get swept under the rug. It can't. It's going to show up in your sky. And people are going to lose their shit. They're not going to have a single tool to salvage their day. Their whole life will be gone. They won't even know what a tool is to salvage a day, let alone the continuing onslaught of, recuperating and trying to help others recuperate. Okay? It's the real thing. Okay? It's not about me. I'm not here to, hey, look at me. No, I put a target on my back doing this. You know that? I'm probably going to get shot by some stupid Muslim who thinks it's, I'm going to take down the guy. No, that would be the dumbest thing you could ever do. Anybody tries to kill me, that ends this planet. Just fair warning out there for you people that are thinking stupid shit like that. The moment I die, this whole planet is done. So the last person you would want to kill on the face of the planet would be me. Capiche? You understand why? That'd be killing yourself and everybody on it. Yeah, that'd be the dumbest move. So I still put my back out there with a target on it to bring this information to you, because the cowards in the mainstream media will refuse to bring this to you. Put my blood, sweat, and tears into this for you, because I love you. You guys, this audience right here is the special audience. Okay, you're the elite. The others are a bunch of criminal parasites that like to call themselves elite. Elite peanuts in a dog turd is what they are. Sorry. You're getting to know me a little bit. I do have a little fire in my belly there. Okay, and sometimes I'm working on my cussing, trying to get better at it, but I do this for you. I put my life on the line for you guys, so you will have this knowledge, so you'll know what to do, so you can help others, so you can be that beacon and bring hope and light and courage into other people's lives and peace as well. Okay, I gotta go. I got stuff to do. Maybe I'll get a little wink of sleep here or there or something, and I'll be back. Okay, I love you all. I miss you all. I will be back. Okay, I am already back. Look up in the clouds. Take a peek. I'm already back. There's rumors and rumors and rumors of war. Where the fuck are the rumors that I'm back? Everybody should be rejoicing that I'm back, not trying to hide it and be embarrassed by it. Fought so hard to get this up. I'm not yelling at you guys. I love you guys because you give me a moment of your time. And you are truly blessed, aren't you? When you see this and you hear me and you get that magic finally hits you and you see that you're okay, that I love you and that you're going to be okay for eternity, that should take some relief off your shoulders. Take that relief, throw it on my shoulders, because the world's just chewing me up and spitting me out, and that's what I'm designed for. So give it to me. I know what to do with it. Okay, I'm making trophies. I'm making trophies out of your overcoming adversities. Each time you do is like a new crown type effect, right? So as we come to the close here, everybody give her all you got. Try to be at peace. Try to bring peace to other people, knowledge. Oh my goodness. I gotta go. I love you all. I want to hang out because you guys are having so much fun, but it's 3 hours and I gotta get a little bit of rest. So until my next show, I will be back. I am already back and I am soon to come. Brian Knight is coming like a lion, and he's God. And you are my children. Blessed children. That's it. I love you all. Bye.